Destination, Colonial Williamsburg in Virginia. Why? My wife is a complete nerd, and I love her for it. Now, on every vacation, I like to have some photographic goals, and my goals for this vacation were simple. Utilize the 56 1.2 as much as possible. Now, I wanted to concentrate on still life. If you go to Colonial Williamsburg, there's these beautiful shops. It's just a great look back at the 18th century. And they're shops that have tools, and each shop had details and, just a glimpse back into colonial life. And I wanted to capture that with the 56 1.2 because I figured a lot of these shops would be really dark and have a lot of low light. Now, recently my 56 1.2 had been collecting dust because I just had it on the shelf and was just loving using my 27 millimeter 2.8. I also was testing the 23 millimeter f2, which I recently sold. And now the 35 f2 is getting a lot of play. So I decided to also just force myself to use the 56, and I know what it's capable of. So sometimes you kind of just have to force yourself to use one lens. Now, one of the reasons it was left behind, it's not because it's not a wonderful lens, it's because it's pretty bulky. And if you start shooting with this, 27 millimeter f2, you get a little spoiled on how light the camera is. And the results are so good with that, 27. So you do have to, walk around almost DSLR-ish. Now, my other decision was, should I take the Fuji XT2, which I recently picked up, or should I bring the love of my life, the Fuji XT20? Now, I did decide to leave the Fuji XT20 behind, and it's not because I didn't want to use it. I almost brought both, but I know that I would have used this one more. I know how lazy I am. This is a lot easier to use, this camera, and a lot of it has to do that I don't have the muscle memory yet. So I forced myself to bring the Fuji XT2 to build some muscle memory on a couple of factors, one of them being the ISO dial here, and the other being the drive dial, going from, single shot to video. This right here was not muscle memory at all. And I will say that after the trip, I did get better at, using that dial right there. Now, the other reason I decided to use the XT2 is because I recently used it for a personal project to do some portraits, and I was just amazed by what I got from it. So I may be using the Fuji XT2 on some of my professional portrait sessions soon. So I wanted to get a little bit better handle on what the camera can do and just use it without thinking, have that super muscle memory down pat. Okay, so how did the lens perform? Oh, please, you guys know already. The lens performed amazingly. It is the perfect lens to get beautiful bokeh backgrounds at 1.2. I was also excited to shoot portraits and still life without bothering anyone. After my recent New York City street photography situation, I was excited to just not bother anyone. If you haven't heard about that, check out my podcast. I'll link it up below, the recent episode. So using the 56 1.2, we were able to travel shop to shop and just look for beautiful natural light portraits of the cannolis. That's what we called the colonials. That was our code word. Now, I've always been fond of still life images, but I'm sure like most of you, I rarely take the time to set up scenes to photograph, like teacups and little glasses on a book. But this trip was perfect because all these little still life scenes were set up in each shop, and I was able to use the 56 1.2 to capture things out on a table, lit up by natural light. And the minimum focus distance of this lens is pretty good. You can shoot overhead and still get, enough distance away from the objects to get good still life images. But where the lens really was shining was portraits. Beautiful natural light portraits. Now, our first stop was the blacksmith shop, and it was a perfect test because I knew the 56 would be great because further down in the shop, it was darker, just lit up by some natural light and some fire. So I could shoot at 1.2 and still get really sharp images and beautiful bokeh. And it was great to play with natural light depending on where people were standing. So if the subject was near a window, you were able to get beautiful, soft images. The further back the subject was, the less play between light and shadows there were. So you kind of got duller, flatter photographs. So it was great to look for people that were near windows, and also if they had natural light hitting them from behind, that worked as well. So that was great with the 56 1.2. Now, although capturing details and still life with the 56 1.2 is great, you could get great bokeh and you can get super nice details, I still recommend bringing a mid lens like the 27 millimeter or 35 millimeter f2 or something like that. And dang, even the Rokinon, bring that thing so you could show the whole scene, the whole shop. Now, one benefit of shooting with the XT2 and the 56 1.2 is this guy goes to 8,000th of a second, and that was totally useful in the bright sunlight. I had to sometimes even stop down to 1.4, 1.8 as that sun came out. The Fuji XT20 only goes to 4,000th of a second, so I'd have to shoot at 2 or 3.5 or 4. So that shutter speed was really welcome. Okay, now a quick note on which one for travel. So remember, all the things I say, these are all personal things, and really you have to look at you. You have to look at you inside. And we're all different, but I will give you some thoughts that I had as I've traveled with both these cameras. I found that the Fuji XT20 for me was definitely a much better travel camera, and here's why. I found the Fuji XT2 a little less travel friendly, really for the way I shoot, because I'm mostly photography. However, I like to do some quick video. Quick video. Not professional video, not slow-mo video, just quick videos of the family, quick videos of the location. And to do that on the Fuji XT20 is if I'm shooting photographs and all of a sudden I want to take some video, I just have to go to, here's what it looks like real quick. I'm shooting my photos. I'm usually shooting at aperture priority, single there. And I'm shooting, bam, bam. All I have to do is I have to go like this. Video, video. Now it's on full auto. Now what that means is the camera will take care of all exposure, film simulation, and most importantly, continuous autofocus. So that it's become a tiny little video camera all of a sudden. For vacation, that's priceless because I'll shoot a quick video and then boom, back to my photography. And everything is set up the way I want it. Aperture priority, or if I had it on a certain shutter speed, it's still there. With the Fuji XT2, you can do auto. However, it's a little laborious. So let me show you what you have to do. For the lens, you have to switch it to A. You have to switch your shutter speed to A and make sure it's locked because it does get bumped. You also have to switch your ISO to A, and you have to check that you're on continuous focus for video. You also have to check what film simulation you're in. So if you're shooting in ACROS black and white, for example, your video will be black and white. You can't get the color back. On the Fuji XT20, it automatically will shoot in Provia. And so you'll get just the regular old color profile film simulation. Now note, if you're shooting auto, full auto on the Fuji XT20, then you only have a choice of a few film simulations. The choices are standard, black and white, and I don't know why, but sepia. So overall, it's a little bit of a process. If you're okay with that, then this one, of course, can do beautiful videos. I found that I was using the vertical flip screen quite a bit. That was really nice to have as a bonus over the Fuji XT20. The drive dial, by the way, takes a little getting used to. It's kind of like a little junky switch. I wish they would have made this switch a little larger. And again, this whole setup is slightly larger and heavier than if you were walking around on vacation with this little setup, which is like, yeah, in your pocket kind of thing. Just a dilemma, I did leave the entire camera behind for one of the dinners because I didn't feel like carrying it. With the Fuji XT20, no matter where I go, I bring it. Overall, this is a really beautiful setup. This lens is just magical. I'm very excited to do more portrait sessions with it. I love that the Fuji XT2 has just quick face detection, so I don't have to move my focus point around. All right, more 56 1.2 love to come, baby. All right, I'll see you guys next time.